We knew we only had 11 days to actually achieve everything. We had about 500 shots that we had to complete. That means that virtually every 20 minutes the camera is being moved to a different location. You're reblocking, resetting up, relighting. So it was a very intense period.
Traditionally on Star Wars, the three I've done, you know, we do the main principal photography, and then we come back to tidy up either plot points or shots that we've missed, and in some cases performance that doesn't fit. I remember my favorite reshoot was on episode 1. Anyway, we'd played the scene the first time round, and when they cut it into the movie, which all the stuff the ILM boys had done was the spaceship, you know, cruising around and lasers going off and a mad fight. And then you cut inside the spaceship and we're like,
there's not enough power to get us to Coruscant. The hyperdrive is leaking.
The hyperdrive generator's gone, master. And he was like, oh, well, we better get a new one, blah, blah. And the performance was completely out of place. It didn't match at all. So we had to amp it up.
There's not enough power to get us to Coruscant. The hyperdrive is leaking.
Well, and then there'll be a bunch of other things, but it's basically that shot right there.
George likes to go through the evolutionary process of telling a story. And what I mean by that is he likes to come up with a general idea, then he likes to refine it and keep on refining it.
Okay. Do you want to go back at all? Back! There is no back! There's only forward!
More than any other movie I've worked on, we're changing and reinventing the story as we go. We'll take bits and pieces of scenes that maybe we omitted or brand new dialogue that George has written, and we'll invent whole new sequences which will bring us from point A to point B in a more efficient way than maybe George wrote to begin with.
It's very hard on a piece of paper and a script to get the full essence of what's going to actually happen or how that's going to work on the screen or not work on the screen. And so what I like to do is just accept that fact. When I actually see the thing play out on the screen, I'm going to come up with other ideas about how to tell the story or where the blank spots are or things that aren't necessary that I can cut out, which is a normal editing process. I just take that to the extreme. Twist this whole thing so that they're running this way.
He loves to be able to find out the things that he didn't achieve when he was shooting principal photography, and then he likes to take advantage of it.
This is where we are right here.
Yep.
This is him starting off again, but this is a continuation of that.
Yeah.
Although I think we'll be slightly...
You're looking for those ways to be able to open up a scene, do a little bit of surgery, but make sure that everybody looks exactly what they did a year ago, and it's very challenging. It's a lot of fun to actually try and pull off.
There it's clearly with my right, but I think there's like a close-up shot or something I just saw where I'm holding it with my left hand.
Well, it landed with it in your left hand, and we go forward.
A couple of these pickups that we did in the fight scenes were to cover a place where the action had been shortened.
See, they've just hit like this.
So then you've got a little bit of a continuity gap to bridge there, where when we last saw Anakin, he's in this position and he's got his lightsaber in his right hand. Then when we're cutting to him, his hands are down here and he's got both hands on his lightsaber.
Okay, stop. Guys, come here and look for a second.
The great thing about high-def technology is that you can have the actual image as you shot it right on this day that you're shooting, and you can actually cut into with the new footage to make sure that it matches perfectly.
What we tend to do is constantly having to make sure everything we shoot now will fit with what's been edited in, and the easiest way to do that is just constantly play it back, constantly use a lot of reference, making sure that everybody knows that this is how it is, so when they go away they get everything they asked for, really.
Yeah, well, but we're picking it up there. It's picking up before that shot. Basically, I spend most of the day running between the sets and running between the monitors to make sure that we can actually make these images look the same. And there's a lot of pressure to actually achieve that within a very short amount of time.
That's it. Match that. Match that. There. That's it. Match it. That's exactly what we want.
What you're trying to do is continually refine, change, and make the picture better. And it is his way of actually trying to make the best possible film that he can.
George said something really interesting while we were doing the pickups. I was sort of commenting on how we were shooting lots of little bits and pieces. There were like almost no meaty scenes. It was, we need you to kind of walk out, stop, look to your left and right, and then walk forward. And I had commented about that to George, and he said, you know what, this is actually one of my favorite parts because I'm getting all these pieces that kind of fill the holes. I've been looking at these scenes for a year now, and it's kind of like driving down a road with these big potholes, and you get to fill them in, and now it's nice and smooth.
We actually did end up right on the last day shooting our 500th shot, and it was great. It was just it was a really good experience for everybody. It was very intense, very focused, but it was a lot of fun.
And cut.
Cut there, cut.
Beautiful. Okay. Cut, print, wrap. End of the movie. Thank you, everybody.